Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Depends where you are in the world watching this. So, one thing I've learned with Zoom is you can go by the hour. So, it's 11 minutes past the hour. The hour here is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to fall into silence. So, for those that know, if you don't, I'll tell you quickly. You can watch previous videos if you need to. We're just going to fall into silence. So you can fall into silence where you are. I have this crazy idea you could put your camera on as well, and then you could record if anything comes for you. So practically we will remain in silence for as long as we remain in silence. I don't anticipate it will go on for how long a Quaker meeting would go on, which would be usually an hour of silence, although speaking can arise if someone feels moved to speak, and that's moved beyond ego. So it's not speaking from ego, it's speaking from beyond your ego. So we'll fall into silence, have a time of silence. Then if I feel moved beyond myself, I'll say whatever that might be. And if I'm not, I make sure what came to me in the silence. One thing is there's always something going on in the silence. If you want to take longer at this, all you need to do is pause the video or the camera or whatever you're using. I've been, I can't believe that was 10 minutes, was it nearly? 10 minutes, my goodness. I was very aware of the noises. Maybe it's the time of day. I'm a bit earlier today because I want to watch The Hobbit, which is on TV. Good film, good metaphorical story, journey and all that business. But I have the dryer on in another room. I also was conscious of possibly the phone ringing. I hadn't unplugged it. But actually it was my mind that was saying, oh, there's a noise there, I could hear the traffic behind me. And that's all part of it, is that the mind wants to distract you from the silence and say, oh, the phone might ring, so unplug it. Oh, go and turn the dryer off. And all these sorts of things. But really, those are the dramas that can come and go. And the machine's still on, and it didn't stop me from the silence. So these distractions come, and we just allow them, as I said, to come and go. Nothing came beyond myself, I think. But as I seem to do, there's always stuff going on, as I assume there is in most people. So I am part of a group that would probably call itself Contemplative Christians. So I do use different groups, different methods. My own first language, if we were speaking about faith as language, is Christianity. And like languages, you can go on to learn others, but I do think it's important to have first language in order to understand concepts that will bring you into others. And Christianity, and obviously with it, Judaism in the Tanakh, or the Old Testament, has enriched my life, and it's the stories particularly. So at the moment we're looking at Joseph, the father of Jesus, and he has a dream. Well, there's a lot of dreams. The wise men have a dream that tells them not to go back to Herod, if you know the story. If you don't, look up Matthew chapter 1 and 2. You'll get it in Google. So his father has a dream, and in his dream he's told to take the child and the mother to Egypt. That it's not safe for them to remain where they are. There's a lot of dreams in those first 2 chapters. Joseph has a first dream which tells him to marry Mary, the mother of Jesus, when there's some doubt about that. Then the wise men have a dream that tells them to go another way. And then Joseph has a dream that tells him to go to Egypt. But he also has another dream that tells him to go back to Israel after Herod dies, the one that was of concern. So this got me thinking about dreams and how dreams speak to us, what they tell us. I'm still surprised at the amount of people that tell me they don't dream in the night. You might not remember it, but I think I'm safe to say that we all dream. No doubt anybody that knows more than I will say whether we don't or not. So I think it's good to get in touch with our dreams. So in the silence, I was thinking about dreams, and 2 come to mind. Not just in the silence, it's something I've been thinking about anyway as I do my contemplation. The first one was I bought a red car once, and I had a dream, and it just seemed the red car was the wrong car to have. It seemed like a ball of fire as I was driving it. So the next day I changed it. I changed it to a Chanel blue car. So that changed the colour of a car I once got. But the biggest dream, and now I've just remembered another one as I'm talking, but I can't talk too much. But the biggest dream that affected my life was in Birmingham, England. And many people will know this story. I was 17 at the time, and I'd gone with a group of young people sponsored by a generous person to go to Birmingham to a conference. And at this conference, people from all over the world, probably my first experience of so many nationalities in one place. And it was a Christian conference, and there were loads of people from the Republic of Ireland. Maybe not loads, but enough to make a presence, and I felt a connection with them. And just a little bit of my past is that previously I've been quite hostile. I come from Northern Ireland, and I'm from a Protestant, Unionist, British background, and I was quite hostile to anybody that wasn't in Ireland. So I was quite hostile to Irish nationalists. But a work had begun in me to change me away from that hostility to towards peace. And at this conference, I went to bed that night in this conference, and whilst I was sleeping, I had this dream, and in this dream came the words, "Christ unites Ireland." And it was so powerful that I felt I needed to get a t-shirt with these words on it, "Christ unites Ireland," which I did the next day. There's more to this story. There was a march between Belfast and Dublin declaring Christ unites Ireland. But I think the most powerful thing for me was it set me on a different course in my life in terms of making peace. I guess first you have to make peace with yourself and peace in yourself before you can make peace with others. That doesn't mean to say that I'm always a peacemaker, and most people that will know me will know that I can cause strife, and I can still cause strife, but maybe those of us that are called to be peacemakers are called to be peacemakers because we can be troublemakers. And I mean troublemakers in a loose way. Most of the things I would hope that I raise are genuine and should be raised, but there's no doubt that in raising these issues it does cause problems, and then I'm challenged to work through that, and it's still difficult in a peaceful way. So back to the dreams. Joseph had his dream that directed his life, and how much that would have changed your life to tell you get out of Israel and go to Egypt. There's a story there. I've spoken about the dream that kind of changed my life. Did change my life. So it may be helpful for you to think about dreams and the dreams that have changed and do change your life. We'll fall back into silence, and then I'll turn the video off.